This is our 38th year for the convention. We have 45 contestants from 14 foreign countries and 24 states.
I always like to say that, I wanted to be best in the world at something.
Two years ago, at the International Whistlers Convention in Lewisburg, North Carolina, Luke Janssen, who had never competed there before, was crowned the grand champion of whistling.
They had a competition in 2010 in China, which I would have quite liked to have gone to, but I was having a baby daughter, so I missed that one.
His unusual style, called palate or throat whistling, captivated judges and stunned whistling's old guard.
I had this sort of idea that whistling used to once be cool, and I think over the years it's become a bit put on a clown suit and whistle, and one day maybe I could make it cool again.
Now, after taking a year off, he's going back to North Carolina to regain his title. But this time, he confronts new judges and will face stiff competition, including from a fellow New Yorker.
I've done the Today Show twice, I've done CBS Early Mornings 3 times, I've done Fox and Friends, and my name is Steve Herbst, and professionally I'm known as Steve the Whistler Herbst. I turned professional in 1995 when I was on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. I was born in New York City, and I've lived in Manhattan now for 33 years. I've had people follow me for blocks like a Pied Piper, and we'd get to a stoplight and somebody will say, I can't believe what I'm hearing, I can't believe my ears. 2011, I'm going down not having competed for 2 years. I mean, look, I would love to win. You can't take it for granted that just because you're an old hand that, you've got a big edge on anybody.
So most people, when they whistle, have what they call a pucker style of whistling. So they'll put their lips together and blow. I make the sound with my tongue and the roof of my mouth. So you have all the rest of your mouth to manipulate, the sound. So if you whistle inside your mouth like this, you can use your lips to make it sound like this. Because they're allowing me to whistle in that way, I've got a little bit of an advantage, I think, over the traditional whistlers. So I'm hoping that as long as I don't, mess anything up, I should prevail.
With both women's and men's divisions, whistlers compete in a preliminary round, performing one classical and one pop song.
I think it's important to go out there as a woman and really showcase what whistling can do. Not only that, I'm a very powerful whistler, so that kind of, I think, is sort of an extra statement of saying, like, hey, I'm a woman and I'm not delicate, I'm here, I'm making a statement, and I've got music for you.
The judges, are all classically trained, so, for them it's important that you get the notes right and that they're in tune and that the tone is right. I think it sort of depends what the judges feel. My style is sort of, I think, fairly squarely in the new category, and a lot of the other sort of contestants, are slightly older.
There are different techniques, and they're all legitimate. But historically, pucker style has always, been the one that was favored by judges. I'm using pieces that I'm comfortable with for the preliminary round, and saving things that I haven't done in a long time, or even new stuff for the finals.
After the preliminary rounds, both Luke Janssen and Steve Herbst advanced to the finals along with 5 others.
So for my final classical, I'm doing Swan Lake, and then I pulled out the big guns for the last pop song, and I thought I'd do Stairway to Heaven.
Okay, next up we also have from New York Mr. Luke Janssen, who will be doing a Led Zeppelin piece entitled Stairway to Heaven. Mr. Luke Janssen from New York.
The audience reaction was good. A bunch of people standing up and clapping, and wife was in tears, so quietly confident.
It's gonna be very, very close race. That throat whistling is something special. Somebody likes it, somebody don't like it.
And now for our 2011 Adult International Grand Champions in the male category. In third place, Mr. Luke Janssen.
This year, after final judging, new did not win out over old. Luke Janssen placed 3rd overall, and Steve Herbst, for the first time in his career, went home empty-handed.
Maybe it's time to become a judge.
The only reason I can think, honestly, that I didn't win is because one or more of the judges thought it's not purist enough and marked me down. I won in 2009, and both my pieces this year were better. By a margin, by some margin. So there must have been something up.